Thank you for joining me on TMI Tuesday. We're looking at a very sensitive topic on security, which borders on exploring solution strategies in tackling national security. And discussing this with me, I have one who has diligently served the country in the position of the Nigerian military, and he is one who is a security expert, have been on the ground to make sure that all of these issues about insecurity in Nigeria is properly tackled. I have with me in the studio Colonel Osapama Paul.
Yes.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much.
Colonel Osapama Paul is retired, and he retired in the year 1976, and before that he took over the command of late General Murtala Mohammed when he became the head of state. And also he has served in various capacities in the military. We'll be bringing that to your viewing pleasure as we go about the progress of the show. But quickly, Colonel Paul Osapama, let's look at this aspect of the Nigerian security, which has been a challenge from one government to another, even to this present government. We've had issues of insurgency, banditry, kidnapping, and some are beginning to say that the leadership in our various governments so far seem not to be having the political will to tackle this aspect of insecurity. What's your opinion in that?
Thank you very much. Security architecture is this. The police is purely responsible for internal security. Wholly responsible for internal security. While the military is responsible for securing the nation against foreign aggression. However, because the military is the owner of the land, where the police is overwhelmed, they could assist, purely assisting. And whenever the police come in, or the military come in, they are taken over completely. So, when you say the political will, it's not a question of political will, it's the type of insecurity we're having. The way the military handled the Nigerian Civil War,
yes,
we let you know that the Nigerian military is
yes,
well equipped.
It's well equipped.
Very, very well equipped.
Okay.
The police also is very well equipped. However, as of today, we're having about 200 million population. What is the population? What is the strength of the police? It's less than 500,000. And what is the strength of the entire military? Army, Navy, Air Force. It's less than 200,000. So they are underpopulated. And the sort of problems coming up are arising from issues that are more political than ever.
Okay, do you seem to say that the present military is being overwhelmed by this?
I'm not saying it's overwhelmed. What I'm saying is this. The military, this is not their duty. Their internal security is not their duty.
It rests on the ambit of the police.
It's the police, but the military is assisting.
But what I'm saying is, look, like you said, the nature of insecurity that is really glaring at us. Don't you think?
Yes, I said the nature of the military that is glaring at us,
yes,
has too much of political and economic content. Statistics shows that the entire Nigerian wealth is in the hands of 2% of Nigerians. The remaining 98%, what are they doing? Okay.
And the 2% rest in the leadership?
No. Only 2% of Nigerians. They hold 98% of the economy of this country.
Isn't the
of the
political
wealth.
class among the 2%?
No, what you're trying to say is that the means of distribution has to be improved. Okay, the means of distribution is faulty, where only 2% is having the total wealth of a country. Okay, and 98% are onlookers. And nobody, nature doesn't allow vacuum. Nobody agreed to be onlookers. So they want to have a part of the cake. Okay, I schooled in America in 1971-72. The same thing was happening. 2 policemen cannot go along the road. They have to be minimum 4. 2 in front, 2 behind. You cannot leave your car outside till daybreak. They will vandalize it. You enter your house, you quickly have to lock the door. But these days, you can leave your car, you can leave your door open because the means of distribution has been improved. So, means of distribution of Nigeria has to be improved.
Okay.
Okay. So, now what I'm trying to say is this. There's something fundamentally wrong somewhere.
Somewhere.
Yes. Means of distribution is very wrong.
Okay.
Okay. The other thing is this. When you wake up as a Nigerian, towards what? All right. What I mean is that there's no national goal. Okay. Until the independence, everybody was looking forward to getting independence. Okay, so that was the national goal. Everybody worked towards it.
Okay, let's make a comparative study.
Yes.
As at the time you took over the command of the then late General Murtala Mohammed when he was head of state. Yeah. Looking at the position of the military in terms of equipment, in terms of arms, ammunition, and readiness to fight any foreign attack, as compared to now, will you say that it has dwindled?
No, it has not dwindled. But things have changed. When I schooled in what the day of my school, in secondary school, what you call Midwest, there were only about 5 secondary schools. Only 5 secondary schools. But in one street today in Benin, you can get 5 secondary schools in one street. So enlightenment, education has improved. Okay. How big was, take Benin for example, how big was Benin? The end of Benin was Iyaro. Today, up to Nuku Junction, okay, the end of Lagos was Mushi. Okay. But today, where do you have it? So you have more and more people educated, enlightened, and urbanization. People are leaving villages, they are leaving everything. What to call revolution of expectation. That's what is happening.
Okay.
Revolution of expectation.
Let's delve deeper.
Yes.
In the aspect of fighting insurgency. Now, the Chief of Naval Staff has been on the pages of the newspaper talking about the aspect that, to a great extent, substantially, using this word, substantially, Boko Haram has been caged. In respect of all of these challenges, do you think that could be true?
I will say that is understatement he has made. When he said caged, they have been disseminated. Okay, what you're having now is reflex action. And it happens everywhere. If you take a fowl and cut the neck and leave it, you find it still jacking.
Yes, struggling for life.
Yes, struggling for life. That's what you're having today. What Boko Haram is doing today is they want to capture headline. They go to Osogbo, hit. They go to Kano, hit. They go to Bayelsa, hit. Okay? So they are hitting and running. They are fighting guerrilla warfare.
Okay, but in the process of doing this fighting, we also are losing much personnel in the military. And some are saying that probably looking at the aspect of equipping the military, the present government is still playing politics in terms of not getting the military equipped to fight this insurgency.
You see, what they are doing, for instance, the colonel they killed, and then the captain they killed with 4 soldiers. It was in ambush. An ambush can happen anywhere. It can happen. No matter our only training for ambush is when it happens, what do we do? But not how to prevent it. Once there's ambush, you are going along the street, you are going along the road, and people start shooting at you. That is ambush.
Yeah, but people are saying that some have argued that the Nigerian leadership is not proactive, rather reactive.
You see, what I was trying to tell you is that there's no way you can be proactive. There's no way you will know that somebody is happy. We have a parable in Benin that somebody who is hiding and waiting for you in the night, he has more senses than yourself. So that is the same thing with ambush.
So do we not do anything about that?
You cannot do anything about ambush, and you cannot do anything about reflex action. All you have to, it shows that they are losing power. They are losing ability. So they have now resorted to hit and run, guerrilla warfare. So that's what they are doing. Okay, formerly they were holding, when they were fighting conventional warfare, they were holding 14. They have presence in 14 local governments and flying flags in 14 local governments. As of today, there is no single local government where they are flying any flag. So what you're saying is this. What Boko Haram is doing today is hit and run. They are resorting to guerrilla warfare. Okay,
you're saying that they've been totally decimated.
Yes.
Although a lot of persons also argue in this direction.
Yeah.
But let's look at the amnesty given to the repentant Boko Haram members. Like on the news, reports have it that about 151 repentant Boko Haram members have been returned to Borno state government. Now, there is this fear that this repentance may not be total, that this repentance may be a disguise to hit again at Nigerians. What do you make of this amnesty?
Let's take a cue from Rivera area. When they surrendered their arms, they were given amnesty, retrained. Okay, retrained, and the retraining is continuous so that they can be absorbed into society. They can become useful. That's the same thing we're doing. Okay, in Rivera area, all those people were involved in breaking pipe, in military activities, restivity. Yeah. They have all been granted amnesty. They have surrendered their arms and ammunition. And for the past 5 years or 8 years, they have been retrained to fit into the society. Okay, so we should do the same thing.
No. Do you think that can also be the same?
Yeah, it could be the same.
What we have here, because if we look at the extension of threats, you know, and the support that the sect could be getting outside the country, don't you think that giving amnesty could be dangerous to the Nigerian people?
You see,
considering the nature of the sect,
every problem is resolved on the table, around the table. After fighting, after killing, after destruction, where you end every conflict is around the table. Okay? No matter what Boko Haram have done, you must still negotiate with them. Take Ceylon, for example. Okay, we have almost the same issue in Ceylon. What happened? They were granted amnesty, you negotiated with them, and then meet some of their needs. So that is the same thing.
Okay,
it's the same thing.
If you are saying that,
yes.
Let's take our minds back to what has been happening in the street of the federal capital.
Yes.
Over the members of Islamic Movement of Nigeria,
yes.
the Shiites. And just yesterday we had reports where one of the DCP Umar, was shot dead as a result of the protest that turned violent. Don't you think the government should also be negotiating?
You see, in case of Boko Haram,
already negotiated.
In case of Boko Haram, what are they fighting for? We don't know. Okay, all right, we don't know what they are fighting for. But in the case of Shita, we know what they are fighting for. They said they want their leaders to be released. Okay, all right. Why were the leaders arrested? Okay, because they are becoming dangerous to the society. That's why they are arrested. They believe that leaving them, okay, you know what they were doing in Zaria. They were controlling the whole of Zaria. The chief of army staff was going from Kaduna to Zaria. They went to lay him on the road. Okay, so they've become dangerous to the society. So this is why the head is removed and kept somewhere.
Oh, so are you saying that it will not be instrumental for progress, for peace, for the federal government to negotiate in this respect?
What I'm trying to say is this. What I'm trying to say is this. You see, negotiation, religion is a very, very powerful thing. Can you imagine where people started drinking poison? Okay, because they thought that the end of the world was coming. That's the power of religion. So this shite, they say they don't recognize government. Okay, because their kingdom is in heaven. They don't recognize government. How do you deal with those people? How do you negotiate with those people that they don't recognize government?
Okay, do you see them as more deadly than the Boko Haram sect?
See, Boko Haram...
If the federal government could negotiate with the Boko Haram sect.
Boko Haram, I did an investigation in 2011, and I wrote a paper to the federal government. Boko Haram, what they want is this. They find Nigeria to be a soft ground. So they are only here to recruit personnel. They are only here to recruit, to get logistics, to support their fight. In the middle, in the northern part of the country, that is how it started. Unfortunately, it was mishandled, okay, because all insurgency is towards what? To change the government, to take over the government. But Boko Haram, they are not here to take over the government. They are here to...
If they are not here to take over the government, but what about taking over communities?
Yeah,
now, taking over communities, making their flags established in these communities, is it not a way of taking over the government?
No, it's not a way of taking over the government. When you take over the government, you're talking of taking over a government in a country.
You seem to sympathize with the Boko Haram sect.
No, I'm not sympathizing with Boko Haram. What I'm trying to say is that the Boko Haram, they are just criminals. Okay. They should be treated as criminals. I wrote a paper to the federal government in the year 2011. They are criminals, they be treated as such. Okay? The people abuse politics, they abuse ethnicity, they abuse religion to them. No. Okay? You're only elevating them by giving them this status. Just treat them as criminals. Okay. And they are nothing but criminals.
Okay.
Okay. But in case of Shite,
if they are to be treated as criminals, it means that criminals should be given amnesty.
No. What of people who were breaking arms, who were breaking their pipes and everything? They were criminals. But because of the size of the people, okay, because of ideology, you have to change their ideology. You have to now have to rehabilitate them. You have to absorb them into the society.
Okay, what do you think the government should do in respect of the Shiites' protest for their leader to be released?
I think we should do what was done in case of Matisine. Proscribe them. Okay, that's just proscribe them. That's what was done in the case of Matisine. Okay, you can compare the two of them. Okay, just proscribe them. Okay. That they are not required because it's an alien religion. It's from Iran. Okay, they are alien religion. They said they don't believe in government. Okay, so you cannot have people who don't believe in the constitution of a country.
Okay, thank you. In case you're just watching as TMI Tuesday, and I've been having a chat with Colonel Osapawan Paul Ugbebo, retired, who retired in the year 1976 and has served in various capacity in the Nigerian military. Before I let you go on this, let's look at the other issues about the main opposition party, PDP, accusing the National Security Advisor, Mongono, of feigning ignorance over the $1 billion that was taken from the SS Crude account for security for the purchase of the 12 Tucano fighter jets.
Thank you very much. You have used the correct word, security advisor. His duty is purely to advise the president, okay, on security situation, but not the Ministry of Defense is the one in charge of acquiring.
Does that mean he shouldn't know about the details of the purchase?
No, in security we have what we call the need to know. It doesn't have the need to know. Okay? His own is liaise with all the security architecture and draw up current affairs or draw up report and present it to the president on daily basis. That is your duty. But the Ministry of Defense, they are there, okay, to acquire and manage the architecture of defense of this country. And to buy military arsenal is a bilateral relationship between countries. Remember, Obama agreed to sell equipment to Nigeria, but when he smelled the right, he canceled it. It is when Trump came now that the president has to go there, and he said it's because of the personality, because of the trust he has in Buhari, that he's selling this equipment.
Okay, but don't Nigerians need to know? Shouldn't there be more transparency in respect of the purchase, the receipt, for Nigerians to know that actually this transaction between Nigeria and the U.S. government is on?
You see, defense is a very difficult thing to manage. Extremely difficult. Because the equipment, do you know that when the American lost an aircraft, they looked for that aircraft and went to destroy it. Why did they destroy it? They don't want their special technology to be copied by other country. So when you talk of us and during the war, Nigeria government couldn't buy equipment from other countries because they believed that what Nigerian government was doing was wrong. So Nigeria was buying the equipment from the high sea. Okay? But under normal circumstances, it has to be under a bilateral agreement. And each country has to say, this is what I want. And it will be manufactured, it will be custom made for that country. Right. Okay, I will give you an example. All right, look at this transmission. Okay, telecommunication transmission. Okay, all right. Mohammed, when he was alive, arranged for it. And they have agreed, and it was only used by the U.S. military. But the military, Mohammed died. They stopped it. Okay? So, and no country, no people don't know what is happening. But they are, even not everybody in the military will know what is happening. It's only people trained in that aspect. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
I don't want to say something.
All right. Ask your final thoughts on this.
Yes, my final thought is that, you see, as at today, the police and the military, they don't have enough people to fight this war.
Okay.
So
yes, they are lacking in manpower.
They don't have. Okay. My advice is that we have retired personnel, police, the army, and we are still receiving salary. We should be used, and we are in our localities. They should mobilize us to assist those people in the service.
As providing very, very special intelligence.
Intelligence and strategy and tactics. Okay. Okay. We live with the people. So if you think of the number of people retired who are still able, like to some extent who are still able, they are about ratio compared to those serving. Those serving will just be only about 5% of people retired. So they should be used.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Well, I've been on this issue on exploring strategies, solution strategies in respect of fighting insecurity in Nigeria. And I've been having a chat with Colonel Paul Osakmama Ogbebo, retired. And we'll be extending the frontiers of this discussion in a little while. Stay with me.